Welcome to Golden Memories. I'm Barbara. Here we revisit the lives of cherished icons whose moments continue to shine through time. Their talent, warmth, and dedication left a lasting impression on audiences everywhere. Join us as we celebrate their journeys across film, music, and culture, honoring memories that remain timeless and forever inspiring. Elden Campbell was the kind of player who didn't always grab headlines, but his presence on the court was impossible to miss. Born on July 23, 1968, he built a reputation in the NBA as a dependable center, strong, composed, and always ready to do the work that helped his team succeed. Standing tall with a calm demeanor, Campbell brought consistency wherever he played. Over the years, he suited up for multiple teams, adapting his game and contributing in ways that went beyond the stat sheet. Teammates and coaches valued him not just for his size and skill, but for his professionalism and steady approach to the game. One of the defining moments of his career came when he was part of the Los Angeles Lakers championship-winning squad in 2004. While he may not have always been the star of the show, his role in supporting the team and stepping up when needed reflected the essence of a true team player. Off the court, Campbell was known for keeping a low profile, letting his game speak for itself. Fans who followed his career remember him as someone who showed up, did his job, and earned respect through effort rather than flash. He passed away at the age of 57. His legacy lives on in the memories of those who watched him play and appreciated the value of reliability in a sport often dominated by spotlight moments. Elden Campbell's story is a reminder that greatness in basketball isn't always about being the loudest voice. It's often about being the most dependable one. Emily Dequesne, born on August 29, 1981, was a remarkable Belgian actress whose presence on screen felt both natural and deeply moving. She stepped into the spotlight at a young age with her unforgettable debut in Rosetta, a performance that immediately set her apart. Her raw, honest portrayal earned her the Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival, marking the beginning of a career defined by authenticity and emotional depth. What made Emily truly special was her ability to bring complex, often vulnerable characters to life without ever losing their humanity. Whether she was appearing in the visually striking Brotherhood of the Wolf or delivering deeply personal performances in films like Our Children and Close, she had a rare gift for connecting with audiences on an emotional level. Her dedication to her craft did not go unnoticed. Over the years, she continued to earn praise from critics and peers alike, including recognition at the prestigious César Awards, a testament to her lasting impact on European cinema. Beyond her accolades, Emily was admired for her sincerity, both on and off screen. She approached her roles with a quiet intensity, always prioritizing truth over spectacle. It's this quality that made her performances feel so real, as if she wasn't acting at all, but simply living each moment. She passed away at the age of 43, leaving behind a body of work that continues to resonate. Though her time was far too short, Emily Dequesne's legacy lives on through the characters she brought to life and the emotions she so effortlessly shared with the world. Garth Hudson, born on August 2, 1937, was one of those rare musicians whose work didn't just support a song, it quietly transformed it. As the keyboardist for the band, Hudson brought a rich, atmospheric quality that helped define the group's unmistakable sound. His approach to music was deeply thoughtful, blending classical influences with rock, folk, and blues in a way that felt both grounded and expansive. What set Hudson apart was his ability to create texture. Whether it was the warm swell of an organ or subtle, intricate keyboard lines, his playing added emotional depth without overwhelming the music. He wasn't flashy, but he didn't need to be. His genius was in how he shaped the mood of a song from within. Beyond technical skill, Hudson had a deep respect for musical tradition. He studied theory seriously and approached his craft with curiosity and discipline, which translated into performances that felt both precise and soulful. His contributions played a key role in making the band's work timeless and influential, inspiring generations of musicians across genres. Hudson passed away at the age of 87. While details around his passing were kept private, his legacy continues to resonate through the music he helped create. For many listeners, his work remains a reminder that sometimes the most powerful artistry is found not in the spotlight, but in the subtle layers that give a song its soul. In remembering Garth Hudson, we're really celebrating a musician who understood how to make music feel alive, quietly, beautifully, and enduringly. He dropped out at 17. Epileptic, without a diploma, and with no connections, the odds were stacked against him. Today, his face is recognized worldwide, yet the public only ever glimpses the polished transactions, the clever negotiations, and the artifacts passing across a counter. What is never shown is the hidden cost, the broken family ties, the buried grief, and the sacrifices that money cannot repair. Rick Harrison's journey began in Lexington, North Carolina, in 1970, a world full of uncertainty and expectation. From the earliest years, life tested him in ways most could not survive intact. The story of how he built an empire is inseparable from the personal trials that shaped him. A childhood of movement. Rick Harrison was born to a disciplined Navy officer, Richard Harrison Sr., whose life was defined by structure and endurance. Military postings meant the family moved frequently, uprooting Rick from schools and friends before he could truly belong. Each relocation created a sense of impermanence, a childhood without roots. Stability was fleeting, and the world outside the family remained distant and often confusing. Adding to this instability was a diagnosis that would follow him for life: epilepsy. The first seizure at 8 years old marked the beginning of a struggle that isolated him socially and academically. While other children attended to textbooks and sports, Rick learned resilience in the face of unpredictable physical and emotional challenges, quietly observing and absorbing lessons that formal education could not provide. Learning beyond the classroom school remained a constant battle. Seizures disrupted concentration, and teachers lacked the knowledge or patience to accommodate him. Classmates often avoided him, whispering behind his back, leaving Rick to navigate life on his own terms. But he did not surrender to frustration. Instead, he embarked on an education of his own making, devouring books on history, philosophy, economics, and military strategy. Rick was constructing knowledge that the traditional system could not offer, building analytical skills, negotiation acumen, and the capacity to read human behavior. By the time adolescence arrived, he had already cultivated the tools that would later define his career: discipline, keen observation, and strategic thinking. In this self-fashioned education, Rick found a foundation stronger than any classroom could provide: a rival in Las Vegas. By his teenage years, the Harrison family settled in Las Vegas, a city of extremes and illusions. Casinos promised overnight transformation, but Rick saw the reality. Success required skill, strategy, and endurance, not luck alone. School had already labeled him a dropout. He left at 17, choosing practical experience over formal instruction. His father did not react with anger, but offered opportunity. Come work, learn by doing, and absorb lessons that no classroom could teach. In 1988, Rick began at the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, a modest establishment in a tough neighborhood. Here, surrounded by hardship, he learned not just business, but humanity. Every item had a story, every negotiation revealed character, and every customer carried desperation. These lessons would prove indispensable in shaping the empire he would one day lead. The brutal education of business. The early years behind the pawn counter were merciless. Rick learned to measure value beyond price tags, to identify authenticity where others saw surface appearances. He absorbed the emotional toll of witnessing hardship firsthand while managing a fledgling business. Failures were common, yet every mistake was an education. Through observation, calculation, and unrelenting curiosity, he mastered the art of negotiation and the subtleties of trust. Las Vegas was a city of extremes. Ostentatious wealth bordered pervasive poverty, and Rick occupied the middle ground. Here, he cultivated a reputation for fairness and insight, qualities that would distinguish him from competitors. It was not glamour, but expertise and integrity that laid the foundation for his future recognition. Survival demanded adaptability, patience, and a relentless drive to understand people and the things they prized. Marriage and fatherhood. Rick married young, starting a family amidst financial uncertainty. His first marriage, to Kim, produced 2 sons, Corey and Adam. Love alone could not withstand the relentless demands of a struggling business, and the marriage ended, leaving Rick grappling with guilt and exhaustion. Fatherhood remained central, however. He understood deeply what it meant to grow up without roots, and sought to provide stability his children might otherwise lack. Yet the realities of running a business on the margins consumed him. Rick's personal life and professional life were constantly in tension. Every decision carried stakes that textbooks never prepared him for. Early responsibility and loss shaped his philosophy. Survival, integrity, and calculated risk were non-negotiable, and the consequences of failure were never abstract. Building expertise. Rick approached the pawn trade as a scholar. He studied coins, watches, weapons, art, and historical artifacts with meticulous care. He developed the ability to identify value that others could not perceive, negotiating from knowledge rather than instinct. Trust became his currency. Over time, the shop attracted not just desperate customers, but collectors, historians, and those seeking honest expertise. Through this combination of observation, education, and strategic thinking, Rick began transforming the shop into a respected institution. His reputation grew organically. It was built on competence, fairness, and reliability. While the work was often grueling, it honed his skills and prepared him for a scale of recognition few imagined. The foundation for something larger, visibility, influence, and legacy, was quietly being laid, one transaction at a time. A second marriage. Rick's second marriage to Tracy brought stability, allowing him to focus on family while managing the shop. They had a son, Jake, and for a time, the household enjoyed structure that had eluded his earlier children. Still, the demands of the business remained constant. The balance between personal life and professional ambition was fragile, and Rick's presence at home was often divided. Despite efforts, the marriage could not fully absorb the gravitational pull of his work. The lessons were clear. Success exacts a personal cost, and ambition cannot coexist with complete domestic presence. Rick understood that building something meaningful required choices, and sometimes the cost fell on those he loved most. This tension would recur throughout his life, shaping both his relationships and his approach to fatherhood. Fame and public life. By the mid-2000s, the gold and silver pawn shop had survived years of uncertainty. When television cameras arrived, audiences were captivated not by spectacle, but by authenticity. Rick's negotiation skills, knowledge of historical artifacts, and ability to read human behavior translated effortlessly to a wider audience. The dynamic with his father, Corey, and staff created a relatable yet compelling narrative. Viewers sensed a truth they rarely encounter in media. A man who had honed his craft over decades was performing no act. Fame amplified every difficulty. Family struggles, staff crises, and personal losses became public matters. Rick faced them with composure, yet the invisible burden grew. Behind every successful transaction and public interaction was a private reckoning, the weight of responsibility toward a family, a business, and an empire built from nothing. Personal loss. Rick's father passed in 2018, a profound moment that reshaped his perspective. Years of grief had taught him resilience, but the death of a parent marked the permanent absence of guidance and shared history. The shadow of loss deepened in January 2024, when Adam, Rick's second son, died from an accidental fentanyl overdose. The grief was inescapable and public in its aftermath. Watching a child struggle, despite resources, knowledge, and love, is a pain wealth cannot mitigate. Rick carried this loss while maintaining his professional duties, a delicate balance of private devastation and public composure. These experiences reinforced a hard truth. Life's most valuable lessons often cannot be negotiated or studied. Some costs, no matter how carefully managed, are permanent. Reflections on time and legacy. Rick's story illuminates the intersection of ambition, skill, and loss. Decades of reading, negotiating, and observing culminated in an empire, yet personal sacrifices were unavoidable. His relentless drive required emotional distance, extended work hours, and repeated interruptions in family life. Wealth, fame, and recognition did not protect him from grief. Yet he adapted, finding new ways to be present with his remaining children, Corey and Jake, while maintaining the shop. Time became the most precious commodity, an unbuyable resource. Loss reshaped Rick, rounding the edges of his urgency, softening his hunger for achievement, and fostering gratitude for the intangible aspects of life: presence, relationships, and memory. His journey underscores that real success is measured not just by what is built, but by what is preserved. The man behind the counter. At 55, Rick Harrison remains behind the counter where his journey began. The shop thrives, drawing crowds eager to witness history, negotiation, and human interaction in action. The empire is intact, yet Rick moves deliberately, carrying the invisible weight of 2 funerals, decades of personal sacrifice, and the intimate knowledge that not all victories are measurable. He still reads voraciously, studies meticulously, and negotiates with precision. Yet his drive is quieter, tempered by wisdom and loss. He has learned that legacy is not only what is amassed, but what is protected, cultivated, and remembered. Behind the familiar face that the world recognizes is a life shaped by adversity, intelligence, resilience, and love, an intricate balance of ambition and humanity. Conclusion. Lessons beyond the glass. Rick Harrison's life is a testament to perseverance, intellect, and emotional depth. From a boy with epilepsy and no diploma, uprooted repeatedly, to the architect of a multi-million-dollar enterprise, his journey demonstrates the interplay of circumstance, personal choice, and relentless determination. Fame and fortune are only the surface. The true narrative lies in resilience, careful observation, and the costs endured by both the individual and those he loves. Time, loss, and presence are the currencies of legacy. Behind every transaction, every camera shot, and every recognized face lies a story of hardship, education beyond classrooms, and personal growth. In the end, Rick Harrison's life teaches that the measure of success is not only accumulation, but the quiet preservation of what truly matters.